Well, it's Memorial Day 2013, and I decided I would fire my smoker up. I've got 4 pork butts and 1 leg of lamb on there. Let's see how that lamb tastes. What I've got is a ugly drum smoker with my dual thermometers, one at great temperature and one at the smallest piece of meat. And when that one gets done, I will pull it out and put it in that butt because that's the next smallest one. Should be about 12 hours. And ought to have some yummy goodness. Thanks. And for anybody that doesn't know how the drum smoker works, you have a basket of coals down in the bottom of charcoal, hardwood charcoal. And around the bottom I have 3 half-inch nipples that are all wide open right at the moment. And then 1 3/4-inch ball valve. And what will happen, and then of course the top vent, and what will happen is when, if I can see it here, the grate temperature gets up to 250, which is 283 right now because I've had the lid off for a bit. I'm trying to get it to calm down. That one there is grate temperature. The other one here is meat temperature. And when the internals get up there to about 240, 250 where you want them, then you start putting the caps on these nipples to start choking down the air. And then get the final adjustment. You start turning that down. I'm going to close that to about half. And close that to about half. This thing will hold roughly, I can probably put 12 pounds of charcoal in there. But once you get it set like that, you just light a little bit of the charcoal on top of that hardwood charcoal. And then you put it in there and it'll gradually burn all the way through. And once you get it cruising at the temperature you want, you don't take the lid off, you don't monkey with it, you don't do anything. And this thing will sit here and cruise for 10 to 12 hours at 240, 250, which is low and slow. There's one grate in there with this old barbecue dome. I can at some point go and put another grate in the top and actually have another layer of meat. But so far this is the most meat I've ever had on there. These things were, whoever come up with this, you know, is a genius because it allows, you don't have to babysit your smoker all night. Now you can get it cruising and go to bed and actually get a full night's sleep. And then you're not all wore out for the party the next day. So, well, that's all I got for now. I'll check in after a while. Well, it's been about 14 hours later. I've taken a couple of pieces of meat off of the smaller ones. Got for smoke. Here are the last 2. As you can see, I just flipped them over. There we go. Man, oh man, look good. This old wind today has just been a son of a gun. I've had a hell of a time. all the time keeping the old temperature up above 220. Like to usually run about 240. But this wind today blowing about 28 miles an hour is really been playing havoc on the gut. This is a little trick I don't know if anybody has ever heard before, but take your old pork butt or any big old hunk of meat and double wrap it in foil and then wrap it in a bath towel, throw it in the bottom of a cooler. Man, I tell you what, that right there's that lamb down underneath there, and that's probably still 150 degrees. And that's the way if you got to travel somewhere, you know, then you can get hot, fresh meat that way. And that works for about anything you cook. Done that one time at a family get-together, fried up about 30 pounds of fried chicken, you know, for about 50 people, and just lined the cooler with foil. As soon as it got done frying, throwed her in there, and 2 hours later, that stuff was just like it just got out of the fryer. That's a neat little trick. Well, anyway, I think that's probably about it. In about another couple hours. Internal temp on that meat's 181. About 190 is where I like to pull it, so I think we're about done. Talk to you later.